How's it going, folks, and welcome to another Cross-Eyed Gamer video. This is the second part of our tutorial. The last time I taught you how to install the game and how to configure DirectX 9, I believe, or DirectX 10. It's been a long time since I made the last video, but I still know Orbiter, and I still play it, of course. Play with a friend. And we both love it. So I'm gonna teach you how to use IMFD. This is version 4.2.2, I believe. I haven't used IMFD in a while, but this is the IMFD version I use. So you know, if you have a I believe 5.2, 5.1. David Courtney actually has a tutorial over there, which I'll actually link it for you guys, and he'll actually teach you how to use that version instead. So I actually undocked from the ISS. There it is, right there. I have to take out the nose cone. So this ship right here is actually the Delta Glider 4 version 3 from Damned Steph. You can get the ship in the download if you haven't downloaded it yet. But this ship is actually very good for medium, I would say medium space flights. Sorry, that was my phone here. Let me mute it. But this is good for medium space flights for, let's say, I would say going to Mars. I don't think it's really well suited for, even at the highest standards, I don't think it's well suited for Jupiter. I think you would have to use the Aerofreighter for its thrust, and just use the Delta Glider for a shuttle. So, let's get started. So, this panel right here, I clicked on Shared. So once you click on Interplanetary right here, you'll need to click on this button right here called the menu button. And you are going to click Shared. Now, Shared, what it does is it actually shares the information on both screens. So it wouldn't have the different information from different screens. So your course would get the same information from your orbit eject, and your map would get the same from the other one. So the first window we would need is orbit eject. This is very simple. You can actually just fix it right here by just clicking plus on real time. I'm gonna click quick projection, and of course this isn't the right time to even escape from Mars to Mars. I'm not even like close to doing it, but I'm just here doing a tutorial video on how to do the basics. So the first thing we need to do is we need to get our orbit ejection. Now, without this, you're just wasting fuel for the course, because the Earth will pull you, and the course correction won't even work at all. So you have to get away from the gravity pull of Earth. So in order to do that, you have to use this. I clicked the next and plus once again. Once you do that, it's just very simple. You just click Program and Auto Burn. Most of the MFD right here is actually automated. It literally is just automated, and which I kind of like it because it's kind of complicated. Even myself, which I take physics, and it's still complicated. If you do it, let's say like NASA does it, I don't think you'd be able to do it even in Orbiter. But yeah, I mean, I use this. I don't like TransX. I think TransX is too confusing in my opinion. But if you like TransX, Dave Courtney, of course, does have a tutorial on that also. But you'll have a countdown altitude indicator. It's gonna rotate your spacecraft, and it's gonna burn. Oh, okay. There's a bug. Okay, so it's gonna burn. You can actually do 10 times warp speed. You can't do more than that. Other than that, you just wait and until the burn is done. This will only take like a minute or so. But, yeah, I think I'll be right back, and I'll be right back until this burn is done, so, yep. Alright, welcome back. So, just finished the burn. It took me at least a minute, but, yeah. So, the next thing you want to do is you just want to time accelerate. If you want to check it out, you know, you can get another Orbital IMFD up and see if this thing right here. So your Orbital IMFD, you would see a G indicator right here. This is how much your gravity would pull on in terms of gravity standards. You just want to time accelerate to maybe the fastest possible, and you want, I would say, in my opinion, probably about 0.04, 0.03. So right here would be the best time to do it. The next thing you want to do, of course, this after that, it would say, have a nice voyage. So that means you're done with that window. So my thing, what I would like to do is just use a map. And using the map, I would indicate, so let's say I'm going to go to Mars, but hold on, I have to get my keyboard up. Okay, so let's say you want to head to Mars. So, we have to click that. So, you hit that right there, and it's going to reference Mars. So, this is like, you know, it's pretty helpful for me, in my opinion, for helping out to see if you're going to collide with Mars before you get into the influences of Mars gravity. So, anyways, you want to hit course after your orbit eject and after you get out of Earth's orbit. So, you want to hit course, and then you want to click previous, and you want to click off-plane intercept. So, this will do all your, this is just a big, huge burn towards Mars. You can actually just use corrections, which I used only about 2 or 3, like maybe 1 or 2 in my opinion for Mars, because Mars isn't really high in gravity pull unlike Jupiter. Jupiter, you're gonna have to really correct a lot. Otherwise you're gonna have a really hard time getting into orbit, because you're gonna have to correct it once you get in its influence. So you're gonna click set. Then you're gonna click you're gonna type in TGT. You're gonna click on that, and then you're gonna type in your target. Our target's Mars. Okay. Now, you're probably wondering, what the hell is this window? Yeah, that was the first time I was like, so, this is, if you know anything about science, this is your time right here. Okay, this is your time from now. So you can actually, what's the word? Sorry. You can actually expand that time, and can actually burn from, you know, time in the future. Let's say, you know, if you're way too late or way too early, for example, you can actually, use that to actually, get the burn correct in most efficient time. However, this wouldn't help us, so, yeah. So we want to actually, we want to get the TIN right here. This is your main thing you want to do. This is for your small corrections, so we want to do that first. These two things right here are the most important things. You got MJD, this is your target intercept date, which means this is when you're going to get into Mars' influence gravity. This is when you start pulled. And this is probably when you want to do the orbit maneuver. So, we want to reduce this, actually, I think. Let me guess. Yes, you want to reduce this, okay? Now, you're going to probably see this, you're going to see his burn time go up, most likely, or down. Over here, it's going to go down. Interplanetary's default is, I mean, okay, in my opinion, but it's not really good. You can actually get it better most occasions. So, we want to get as much as possible, so we want to hit 10 again. And we just want to click until, let's say, the burn time just stops going down. So it's right there. You see the burn time went up instead of down. So right here, let's see, we'll go to 1. Okay, so right here is fine. Right now, right here, this wouldn't do much difference. So, yeah, right here is just, well, the TIN wouldn't count for this. It wouldn't work. So, don't even, don't really count on the TIN. But, yeah. So we're doing a, I believe, maybe a year and a half towards Mars, because, I clicked on the scenario where it's in front of Mars orbit. And if you know physics, you have to be behind Mars in order to get there in a short amount of time. So you're basically slowing down to get to Mars. This is Mars right here, and this is you. So we're basically across. We're really behind Mars. So this is actually a fairly inefficient burn that I'm doing. But this is for the tutorial. So, if you, so let's say, play Kerbal Space Program, which I do, it's sort of like Kerbal Space Program, actually. You just burn at the right time, the right angle, and you get a more efficient burn. So, this is basically it on the correction burn. This is 630 seconds. So this will take a while. I'll actually time accelerate, and I'll just stop the video when I hit burn. So after that, you want to hit PG. Once you're done with this window, you want to hit PG, and you want to click Auto Burn. AB. It's the same thing as what you did on that Orbit Eject panel. So it's going to orient your vessel. You can actually just click times 10, and for this, you can actually just click Boost. Turbo pump right here. Alright, so I'll see you there when my burn is done. Alright, here's an update. This will be just a short update. We've done with the burn, so that means, yay, you got the burn correctly. You're going towards Mars. Kind of, actually. So once we actually time accelerate, just for a little bit, you're going to see I'm actually going towards the sun. You're supposed to be going away the sun. This is how the scenario goes. So it just matters how you pick your scenario. So yeah. Next time just choose a scenario that is likely for it. Yeah. So as you can see, you could probably see it from before. It actually didn't burn very much of quantity. I do actually have the Delta Glider 4 configured for Jupiter, so it's probably why I have so little burn quantity. So, yes, I'll actually see you once I actually do my next correction. So, yeah, I'll see you there. Alright, welcome back. So, we're gonna do our burn correction. Now, we're close to Mars, so if I click F9, you're gonna probably see the moons, probably in a little bit. But there's Mars right there. If we click right here, this is Mars right here. So this is where we're going. Probably won't see it on the YouTube video, but yeah, that's Mars right there. I'm just looking at. So we need to auto burn. We need to make another course. We need to make the first course correction because our speed is way too slow. We're gonna just shift off into Mars. Not even probably knock it into its influence. So we need to correct our trajectory by just clicking auto burn and just clicking auto burn a little bit. It's gonna burn a little bit. Now you're gonna see this map right here. It just freaked out. This one right here, yes, this is accurate. You're gonna be crashing towards Mars. You can actually correct it by maybe doing some orbital plus or minus. Let's actually do that right now. See if this actually works. I've never done this, so... Okay. Okay, it does not work. So, yeah, just a little experiment. So, So we are going to, I'm gonna time accelerate. This is gonna take just a little while. It's not gonna do much, but so we're gonna time accelerate. Now you're gonna see this right here. So if I click on, I'm gonna be on a different viewpoint. So we're heading towards Mars. This is Mars right here. You mostly see it because I have the planetary celestial movement. This is getting bigger, okay? Yes, we're heading towards Mars right now. We do not need another burn. This is not Jupiter. So the Julian burn is going to be much longer and much more tedious. So I'm just going to warn you. It's not just the Jovian system. It's also like any of the gas giants: Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. Yeah, any of them. They're just going to be a pain to just even burn. So, we have our course. You can probably just do a course correction just in case, let's see if, like, it can guess on, maybe it'll fix it, but it's not going to fix it, so. I have a solution for you guys onto this. This is actually it's very helpful. It is very simple. So we're going to time accelerate close to Mars. We're going to get close, safe as possible, because otherwise you're just going to crash into Mars doing this maneuver. So I think right about here is fine. So we're heading towards it. You can't use this anymore. So we're going to use, so once you're done with the course, you're going to use menu. And you're going to hit orbital. And then this is where you're going to actually use your orbital options. This is going to basically it's like an autopilot for circularizing your orbit. It's going to do everything. It's going to have almost perfect orbit. You can do plane corrections, a bunch of things. You can actually use a target. This is literally what you can use. Is you can actually use it for space stations. I don't use it for space stations, because it's too hard. I don't use space stations very much. So, yeah, I'm just saying. So, once you have this window here done, you can click Mod. Now, clicking Mod is different than Autoburn, which is basically the same. So, it's going to auto-burn for you. You can just time accelerate, sit back. We're going to hit Turbo Pump. Okay, and it's gonna burn. This is a really short burn. I can just talk. So the burn here is very simple. It's just retrograding towards Mars orbit, and if you do it correctly, you can actually do it manually, but it's not very accurate. I prefer the computer doing this. I think in real life, the computer would be doing it, or, say realistically, probably an astronaut would do it, but, yeah. So, we're circularizing our orbit right now. You can probably see it on, this is, like, just now basically the same as this. So if I just hit Mars, this is just the same. So, we are officially in orbit, okay? Now, there's really not much I can teach you anymore about IMFD. I can't seem to use Slingshot, so I can't ask you anything about Slingshot. Much of the other courses, I don't really use. So, like, transfer, planetary intercept. I think planetary intercept is just for moons. It's about the same as off-planar intercept, if anybody's wondering. Planet approach, I don't use it. Orbit insert, I don't use it. Delta velocity, I don't use it. So, like, any of those, I just use the two ones. Planetary intercept and off-planar intercept. Both are basically the same. So, that is about it, actually. This is just the basics. The sole basics, just getting your orbiter, just getting the basics IMFD. Like, just approaching a planet and then, not landing on the planet. In my opinion, that's the hardest part. I have to do probably about 10-20 minute video just even doing that part. The re-entry sequence for this spacecraft is quite hard if you're going in hot. So, yeah. That's probably going to be another video. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I might think about doing it, but the re-entry sequence could be very useful to many people. Not a lot of people actually have tutorials on YouTube about the re-entry. It's very complicated, but very simple at the same time. You can use the same thing on the XR2 also. So, anyways, thank you all for watching. Be sure to, if you like the video, like it. Dislike it because I'm talking too much. Just dislike it, like I care. Actually just shows, maybe I need to work on commentating. So, anyways, thank you guys. Be sure to like, dislike, maybe subscribe. I don't know. And see you next time.